NG, that's Cybersecurity Challenge Nigeria Initiative, is an NGO with the focus of identifying Nigeria's next generation of cybersecurity professionals, also connecting Nigerian best and brightest the cybersecurity industry, creating an enabling platform for skill acquisition, youth empowerment, and local content development in the area of information and cybersecurity towards national and economic development. You can check our website for more information or connect with us on any of our social media handles. That's just CYSEC NG. You can reach out to us on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You'll find some relevant information about some of our programs that are very enriching and very educative. Also, next month, CYSEC NG is going to be hosting a 5-day boot camp targeted at both women and the general population for our women initiative, which is called She Roots Nigeria. That's She Roots. At CYSEC, if you don't know anything about cybersecurity, we'll take you up, we'll train you. It's not only theory training, it's going to be full hands-on practical engagement. All right, so let's dive into the topic at hand. In 2013, a research study conducted by Frost and Savant stated that women are represented by just 11% of the worldwide cybersecurity workforce. While the study may have been somewhat limited in terms of job positions and types of cybersecurity, including people still agree that female representation in cybersecurity was shockingly low. Then as of March 28th, 2019, the numbers increased a little to about 20%. That's still not even up to 50% in general. So the whole world right now, worldwide, only 20% of the working force in cybersecurity are represented by women. So this evening, Oluwatomisin will be taking over and she'll be talking about the challenges, the situations, and the opportunities that women in cybersecurity face, and she'll be enlightening us in general about the whole issue. So I hope people will have fun and enjoy. If you have any question, please share it on the group chat or reach out to any of us.
Good evening. My name is Oluwatomisin Olaya. I am a junior penetration tester, and I've been in tech for quite a long while now. And I started my journey in cybersecurity May 2021. I'm so sorry, I'm not so well, so in case you hear me sniff and all of that. In the main thing, our topic for today is women in tech, role in closing the technology gap. I'm not just going to talk about cybersecurity as a whole. I'm also going to make some point references to tech because I feel tech is quite broad and cybersecurity is under tech, and cybersecurity itself is quite broad and there are a lot of areas in cybersecurity. Okay, the first thing, do you believe women have higher advantage or privilege than men?
I don't think so. I think it's like a 50-50 kind of issue, but men have, they have more of the advantage than us because let me say they started before us, so they had a head start ahead of us. She asked the question, and she asked if men had, or women rather, have more of an advantage in the tech world than men. What do you guys think?
That seems like a trick question. Or I don't know. I don't think like when it comes to tech, like that like gender really applies to it that much. Because I mean, like there's a problem, you're solving a problem. At the end, like it doesn't matter if you're a man, a woman, a refrigerator, a car, as long as you solve the problem.
Okay, let me say, someone said it's like a 50-50 kind of thing. I feel it's 50-50, right? But also we need to look at this. Men actually have like a head start ahead of women. Do you agree with that? Yeah, they have a head start than women because before women, like back in the 90s or the 80s, only God knows, I'm not a historian. Women did not have the liberty to work. So when like technology started advancing, men had the head start ahead of them. But I'm not saying that women don't have that kind of advantages, because right now a lot of organizations, a lot of universities, a lot of companies are investing more in women diversity, trying to diversitate their whatever. So in a way, women have a little bit of edge finding jobs, but men have a more head start than us. Do you agree? Or you have a better or a rather different view on that?
I think for me it was more of interest. I feel to a large extent
More of
in these
interest.
times women did not have so much interest in tech. Yeah.
You can't
I
say that.
felt
Let's take, for example, I forgot the name of the movie about like the first women, the first Black women, or rather in NASA and whatnot. In as much as they try to give opportunities, the women were still oppressed in the work field because they were trying to come out from the environment, or they belong at home taking care of the house as caregivers. So in as much as I say women does not text more of interest, you can't really say that, because it started with, let's say, it started with men in general. Because women had to break out the same way that Blacks had to break out, the same way how slaves had to break out from the oppression, from the gender roles, from, let's say, for example, for voting, women had like, before women could vote, it took a long while. Before women had his voice in the world, it took a while. So men had more of a head start, but now women are catching up. Per se, we have like more opportunities now because people are trying to diversitate, like I said, but doesn't mean the tech world is not still governed or powered by men. They have more percentage. You can check it out, statistics. As I said, in 2013, in the whole cybersecurity and ICT in general, it was just 11% of women, 11 out of 100. Then as of 2019, it was just 20. I think now it's about 24. It's still not even up to 50. It's not even half.
Good evening, everyone. I don't think it was an interest thing before now. Before now, it was more of a guy thing, in the sense that men were the one who had the more advantage to go into such a field, just like engineering and the likes. A lot of men were in those fields because it wasn't viewed as a woman thing. You get, until recent, whereby women are being included in such fields. That's all I have to say.
I totally agree. Let's see. I studied electrical electronics engineering, right? In my department, my course, we're about 100. And do you know how many ladies we were? I think just like, we didn't even reach 20. So it's not only technology in general, like she said, engineering to have that issue. So Thomason, if you are ready, you can start up now.
The introduction. Underrepresentation of women in tech is not a new topic. It's not just today that we're hearing why are there not much women in tech and all of that. It's not a new topic. And even though progress has been made, it's moving at an extremely slow pace, because even up till now, we still have like women taking 10 to 15% of the cybersecurity workforce, and it's less than half, it's less than quarter. So we need to like improve women's participation in stuff like this. Gender equality is a key issue in tech as a whole, and women continue to be substantially underrepresented in most tech industries, despite an abundance of research showing that firms are more lucrative when more women are in the C-suite. Most organizations still have a gender gap. Okay, we can see that it's not like a new thing, like I mentioned earlier, and it's one of the major problems we have in tech, the fact that we don't have enough women. You can walk into an organization or the tech part and see that, let's say out of 20 people, you can see like only 2 or 3 women there. And it's quite bad because we don't have much women in tech. And most people believe that, oh, only guys are the ones that should lead, or guys tend to be the ones that have like more, I don't know the word to use. They see guys as the ones that should be in charge. Men are natural leaders and women are the ones that are just meant to assist them or stuff like that. And that is not how it is meant to be. Why are there few women in cybersecurity? That's the question we're asking now, because okay, we know that there are few. What could be the cause of this? There are two key interconnected stereotypes that influence the lack of women in cybersecurity. What are stereotypes? Stereotypes, or being stereotypical, means giving a certain image to certain people. You can be stereotypical if you feel all, like, now let me give you a random stereotype that will have all Yoruba people like party, or all Yoruba people like pepper, and Igbo people like money, or stuff like that. That's an example of being stereotypical. Using one, let's say you just had an encounter with one person and using to judge the whole. The idea that men are better suited to technical skills and pursuits in general, and the idea that cybersecurity is primarily or solely a technical field. These two baseless stereotypes combine to make it difficult for women to get into the field because they are steered away from the training, classes, and opportunities that can lead to cybersecurity careers. A lot of women that have this like inborn in them, but when you keep saying, oh, that's not the girl thing, women are just meant to probably go into makeup or some other thing. Cybersecurity is too hard. Are you sure you can cope with all these things? It steers them away from all of that, and they'll see, oh, maybe I should focus on something else. Maybe this thing's actually too hard for me or something. So let me touch some of the common stereotypes about cybersecurity or cybersecurity careers. Most people think, oh, when you talk about cybersecurity, you feel everybody in cybersecurity is a hacker, and this is how they look. I don't know if you can see the picture here. A hacker with hoodie, probably wearing a mask and a laptop, and they're just really, if you watch movies and you see like the kind of stereotypes they give hackers, okay, every hacker likes black, and if you don't have a hoodie, your hacking career is incomplete. You don't even know anything or like that. But like, that's not it. In cybersecurity, there are a whole lot of fields in cybersecurity. I keep saying this to myself every day. Cybersecurity is really, really broad. It's very broad. And it's not only just hackers or penetration testers that are in cybersecurity. And even for me, when I was much younger, when I was 8, 9, I had an uncle. Okay, he's a he's not cybersecurity. He's a software engineer. And I would just see him with laptop and he's doing his thing in my mind. I'm like, I want to be like this guy, but I'm sure he knows how to hack. Can you believe now? He tells me to help him run vulnerability scans on his websites and all of that. And that means he didn't even know how to hack from the start. But me, since I was small, I already had that in my head that, no, this person is taught his present computer can hack. And that's not just what cybersecurity is all about. There are a lot of people, there are a lot of branches in cybersecurity or fields in cybersecurity. There's GRC, that's governance, risk compliance. There's cybersecurity analysts, SOC analysts. There's cybersecurity awareness. If you are really good at breaking really technical stuff to people, there's a job for everybody in cybersecurity. That's one of the reasons why I love it here. Then another common stereotype is you need to be a guru in coding to work in cybersecurity, and that is a big lie because it depends on the field you want to go into cybersecurity that it will be important for you to learn how to code. But it's not like, okay, if you don't know how to probably write Python scripts or you're really good at C++ or something, that means that's only when you can get to cybersecurity. There are a lot of people that are in GRC or even SOC analysts that don't even know about coding. Depends on the field that you want to carry out. And that's why, I don't know, I feel it's quite important to research on things before you make conclusions. I mean, there are people that will be like, oh, I want to get into tech, but programming is hard. You've not even tried like typing hello world in one language before, but you already just see code and you're like, nah, it's hard. If you don't make efforts to try to learn something, you can't just decide that something is hard or so. And also, you don't need to code. You don't need to be a programming lord to work in cybersecurity. And then another stereotype is you need to be a maths genius to work in cybersecurity. You don't have to, what's the word? I don't know. This is another day in my life. After how many years of secondary school, I still have not used SOCATWA today. I have not used any big formula that they pressured us with back then in secondary school. Okay, I have a story. When I was in secondary school, the secondary school was really, really, what's the word? They put so much pressure on us when it comes to math, when it comes to like math and all of that. We would do maths like almost, let's say the whole day, we would use 55% of the day doing math, then other subjects. We could do all of that, but like math was like one common thing. And up to that, with all the stress and everything, a lot of us were still not really good at math. So you don't have to be like a math genius for it to work in cybersecurity. Make your research about things, and you'd see that there's a place for everybody in cybersecurity and in tech as a whole. So now that I've listed the stereotypes, why should you consider a career in tech or in cybersecurity? A workforce that is more evenly distributed will inevitably have a wider range of viewpoints and would therefore be better suited to address a variety of issues. It's not only an issue of right or wrong. Closing the gender gap in cybersecurity is also beneficial to business and security. So why should you, as a person, consider a career in tech or in cybersecurity? As a lady, as a woman, as a female, why should you think, oh, maybe I can actually try this cybersecurity thing, or this tech thing is not that bad. I can actually become a tech sis. Why? Diversity creates more revenue. If you go into a place and you see more guys and less women, like it's very certain that there will be only like, I won't say only one way, or majority would probably think a certain way. Like, which brings us to the next point, women think differently. I feel like women, the way we think, it's not like the way guys think. That's why you would see, I feel, okay, another thing is that women have like really, really great hosting skills. I'm not even capping. I have a friend, she's not in cybersecurity yet. I'm still trying to tell her why she should consider a career in cybersecurity or in tech, because she thinks, like everybody thinks, it is hard. Maybe it's not for me. You could just meet this girl and be like, oh, this person, how can I find the person? And then she would tell you every single thing about the person. Somebody that herself she doesn't even know. She's really, really good at hosting and she doesn't even know it. We need more female role models. As a guy, if you're looking for a role model as a male, it's really quite easy because there's so many guys in tech out there. You can just close your eyes and pick one. But I feel like women, we are limited to the number of people you could pick as a role model. I don't know, maybe I have not searched well enough, but I love singing and I've been writing songs aside my tech career. I'm still looking for a female role model in cybersecurity that sings and also like really, really good in cybersecurity. Maybe I have not searched well, like I said earlier, but we need more female role models and more females in tech because of that. And some misconceptions about women in technology. I've mentioned most of the things here already. Women aren't tech-centric enough, and that is not true. I'm still going to talk about that at the later end of my presentation. Women aren't a good fit for leadership roles, which is also not true. Tech is a masculine profession, hence women shouldn't be involved. Okay, there's something else I should talk about, which people probably call the bro factor. All right. Most people think, okay, tech is a masculine profession. So even if you're a woman and you want to go into tech, you should probably be like a tomboy or you should have like some masculine traits in you. And which is really, really wrong. I had someone tell me, oh, you're into tech, no wonder you're doing like this. That was when I cut my hair, and I've been like a mini tomboy since I was much younger, but like it's not because of tech. It's like I know this other girl too, she wants to go into tech and her too, she wants to cut her hair too. She's no, that is not. I can be a woman in tech and I can do my makeup if I want to, be that princessy Barbie look and all of that. Because of, it's not like tech is just for women that don't want to be all that girly. That is a very, very wrong misconception. I mean, there's this popular female hacker, and she was a model and a hacker, an ethical hacker. Imagine how big that was. You don't have to be all like a guy before you get into technology or cybersecurity. Some facts you should note: women are still underrepresented in the tech industry. The first compiler for a programming language was developed by a woman named Grace Hopper. And according to Cisco, 10% of the cybersecurity workforce are women, which is these are really, really huge facts. It's not like it's only for women. We just don't see enough women. You need to know. If we go back to the first, like that time before, first programming language was compiled by a woman. Imagine how huge that was. So I feel like we are the ones that are limiting ourselves. We shouldn't let the society dictate what we should or shouldn't do when it comes to things like this. Do you know the first computer programmer was a woman and her name was Ada Lovelace? So if the first computer programmer was a woman, why is this thing, why do people keep saying, oh, this is just for guys and not women? Why is it always like this? I feel that that's a question that we should think about. Okay, and another thing, the first question I asked before the presentation started and before my network went haywire, I remember asking, do you think women are more, do you think women have higher advantage in getting started in tech than men? Okay, so this brings us back to this. I have seen a lot of organizations online where they say stuff like, okay, we're going to teach girls for free how to do this. We're going to teach girls how to like go into tech and all of that. I really don't see any. Maybe I have not searched well enough, but I have not seen any to help boys. I feel like if a guy wants to get to tech today, it's going to be hard for him. You have to like meet people but as a woman, there are a lot of organizations that are willing to help you get into tech, willing to help you start a career into tech. There's a lot of communities you could join and you meet fellow girls in tech, and it is going to be really superb. So I'm going to say of these organizations because I feel probably you've not known about them or the programs. Sorry, not so well. The first is the Cyber Girls program by CyberSecurity Foundation. I am a beneficiary of this program, and I must say it was it has really helped me. It helped me a lot in my tech career, or my career in cybersecurity, because they taught us like from the beginning. We went way back to what is a computer and all of that. I feel it's also quite important to understand IT basics before you get to cybersecurity, and they taught us so well. And all these skills we learned for free, we didn't have to pay. And then DG Girls program, which is also by CyberSecurity Foundation. In DG Girls program, you get to pick areas in tech like UI UX design, digital marketing, and a whole lot more. But for the Cyber Girls program, there are areas in cybersecurity that you have to pick. And then you can decide if you want to probably become a penetration tester like me, or a SOC analyst, or an auditor, and all of that. Then there's She Code Africa. It's a community for women or girls in tech, or girls that are interested in getting into tech. And then there's also women who code. So this brings me to the conclusion or the ending part of my presentation. Bridging the gap as a lady. How can you as a lady who is already in tech, or who is about to get started in tech, or who wants to get into tech and doesn't know what to do, how can you bridge the gap as a lady? The first thing is network. I mean, apart from making your own research and all of that, you have to network with people that have already been in tech. You network horizontally and vertically. That's network like with people that also want to get started in tech, and people that are already in there, or people that are already in tech already. It is going to help you a whole lot building your network. And like they say, your network is your net worth. Building a network is very, very important. And then building both hard and soft skills. I mean, you don't want to be that girl that is just pretty without having like the skills. I mean, okay, quite all right. As a lady, you can have something. Or people probably like your voice, or you're really beautiful. You are that pretty girl, and you have to have the skills to like back it up. You can't just not have the skills and think, okay, everybody would like me because of that. Okay, yes, you can actually still be all princessy and glitter, pink and everything, and still be really intelligent. You don't have to pick between both. You can be really intelligent and really smart. It's up to you to build that up. Be confident and determined. I feel there's one thing I keep saying, if you really want to do something, you'd find ways to do it. And if you don't want to, you'd find excuses. If you really want to get into tech, there are so many things you could do. You can make your own research and network and all of that. But if you don't want to, you can just say, I tried and this happened, or you can just make up excuses for yourself. So let me share a personal story. I've always been techno dexterous since I was small, meaning I've always loved like anything that had to do with tech. But right now, I'm never studying anything related to tech at all. My department is not even in sciences. When I was much younger, when I was like still small, you know how children will collect other people's phones and want to play games. One was I would collect people's phones and I would just look for how to what setting can I spoil? What does this do? And because of that, people didn't want to, like family members didn't always want to give their phones back then. Be like, if I give this on my phone, should spoil it or something. And then I moved like that into secondary school. I was really, really good with computer science. I would do presentations and I wasn't always getting prizes because at some point my computer teacher hated me. But that's another story for another day. But I kept doing the tech thing and I felt, okay, cool. But I wasn't really thinking that maybe I could actually be the career in tech. Because of what I was told, if you want to go into tech, you must be a math overlord. They said if you are in computer science, every single thing they do is tech, is math. And I was really, really scared because I had a phobia for like the minus side. I don't know why. It's funny, but I don't know. So because of that, I was like, what's now the point? I went to art class because I also loved politics and I decided to be my career there. So it was after I wrote my WIEC and everything, I was like, wait, so I can actually still do this tech thing and be something else. So coming from a non-technical field, probably you're studying English or sociology or political science or anything, you can still get to tech. That shouldn't stop you or that shouldn't limit you. If you are confident and if you're determined to get something, you are definitely going to get it and nobody's going to stop you. You are the only one that can stop yourself. And then the next is help people if you can. If you know someone that needs help and someone asks you for help, if it's something you can help with, you should help the person. It's really, really important that you do that. This is why I'm going to lay more emphasis on if you can. There are a lot of things that I have people come to ask me, oh, I want to get into tech or I want to do this or that. And there's some times that I'm like, I don't know how to help this person. I have a friend who wanted to get into data science and data analytics, and I didn't know anything about it like that. So I had to refer her to someone else that could help her. That is it. If I can help you, I can. If I cannot, I can refer to someone that can help you or all of that. So that's just it. That goes back, network with someone that was into data. How this person for help? Spreading security awareness, important that people know. Sorry. It is very, very, very important that people are aware of a lot of things in cybersecurity. If someone, oh God, my network. Amy, can you just like say hi or something to know if people are hearing me?
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, spread security awareness. Like I said, if someone had told me when I was in, you don't need to be a math lord to get into tech, I would not have just gone to settle for less because of the fear. I was so scared of what if I don't become the best at things that limited me. Also, like conquering fear, being confident and determined. I wasn't that confident in myself back then. So if we spread security awareness to young girls out there, because I feel a really young age, something called CTY, catch them young. If you do catch them young, for young ladies at this point, and be better than that, you don't have to. Tech is not just for guys, it's something that everybody can do. Even as a woman, you have a higher advantage. The younger generation to even get started in tech and all of that. Spreading awareness is very important. And then I skip this part, having a mentor. Having a mentor would help a lot because let me not even lie, there sometimes that it would get like really, really or would I say confusing, feel like I don't know what I'm doing or how to get started with something, or maybe you just feel confused. And it is really, really normal to feel any type of way. Having a mentor, which is someone has faced that particular challenge that you are currently facing, someone has faced that challenge before, they could help put you in the right place. Another thing that I didn't list is having an accountability partner, having someone that you feel like you're accountable to. Okay, this is the goal I have for this week, or this is the goal I have for this week. The person also bring, okay, this is my own goal. So to come and meet you, okay, I already did this one. You tell the person, and like that communication. I feel like if you have someone that you're meant to be accountable to, it will actually get you on your toes to way to work harder and everything. With that being said, thank you very much for listening to my presentation. And if you have any question, I'm right here. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomason. Thank you, Thomason. Also,
Thank you, Grace.
bless you. Get well soon.
Thank you.
Do anyone have a
Thank you.
question or contributions?
Hello, everyone. Nice presentation, Thomason. Very insightful. I would just like to add one or two things. Well, yeah, as of now, we can say women have an unfair advantage and men have to struggle their way up. As a matter of fact, if a woman, steps into a hall and then she says, oh, I'm into tech, or I'm into cybersecurity, or any other aspect of tech in general, she's given this form of preferential treatment without any particular test of her skill or anything. So it's more like, oh, there's a champion in our midst, so to say. Now, it's encouraging, yeah. It means, oh, if you're into tech, it means a lot more people are ready to listen to you. But it also means that we will have a lot of shaft and no quality women. Now, shaft, I don't mean to be insultive in any way, but I mean people who don't have the substance heading organizations simply because they claim to be a woman in tech, or they have one or two certifications here and there, but they didn't go through the basics, like the groundwork. They didn't study as hard as the men did to get to wherever it is they are, just simply because, oh, I'm a woman. Yeah, so go on. You can head this position. Oh, go on. You can be the top managing director here. Oh, go on. In fact, certain awards like for nothing, right? Meanwhile, these men study hard because they didn't have any advocacy, they didn't have any movement per se. Yeah, something like that. Then secondly, concerning encouraging people to join tech or cybersecurity, the first thing you should have is passion. If you don't love what you do, you can never succeed in it. Now, Thomason said from when she was very little, like she loves to hack things, like figure it out, change settings and see what will happen. She already had a passion for twisting the rules, bending the rules, breaking the rules. Now, I'm not necessarily saying she wanted to be a criminal, but like she had that passion for, okay, let me figure this out. What if I try it this way? So if someone doesn't have that kind of interest, that kind of zeal to like crack things, hack things, go beyond the norm, they wouldn't succeed in tech in general, because tech is beyond the norm. It's like making life easier and breaking the norm, like normal cycle. If we know, okay, point A to B is a straight line, tech will tell you, oh, how can we make that line shorter? Like, how can we make you get to point B in a very short time and very short distance? That's tech, breaking the norm, right? So you should have that passion. Very, very important. Thank you.
Thanks for your contribution. Does anyone have any other thing to say? Any other contribution to add? Questions? Okay, someone asked a question. What courses will you advise a beginner hoping to becoming a cybersecurity analyst to start taking to build a foundation for the study in the field? That's people ask me that question a lot. And if we go to YouTube, right? One of our last webinars spoke about that. There are different fields. First of all, you have to identify where in cybersecurity is broad. And you have to identify where you want to start with. Then the courses, if you are going council routes, there are like SCU, that's like the basics in cybersecurity, certified secure computer user. Sorry, go to our academy. We have courses there that can help you. You can reach out to us one-on-one. Like I said, this July coming up, we're having a boot camp for beginners in general. Beginners, we're going to have a hands-on, practical, ethical hacking, digital forensic, networking. We're starting from scratch in basics. So if you want to start, your career in cybersecurity, you can join us by next month physically. You can some courses there you can start taking. Let's hack the box. Let's try hack me. Also, we'll soon be having our own version of that CYSEC engine. Watch out. All right, are there some other questions? Are there organizations that offer internships in cybersecurity in Abuja? Yeah, they are. We do. CYSEC engine. You're welcome to come and join us, but come with passion. We like passionate people. Passion, though. Passionate people, eager to learn. It's not only cybersecurity that you come to learn. There are other ones. Right now, I don't really know about any other one, like I said, but we do take interns in cybersecurity. You can join us. Then Google is your friend. Google it. You'll find there are plenty internship roles for cybersecurity.
Hello.
Hi.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
All right, so I think I have a contribution to make. When it comes to cybersecurity in Nigeria, can I say, let's start with how many females do we have amongst us here? Online present at the moment. Our host, can you do a quick search on that? Okay. Now, I've seen 8 and 8. There are some that are even double. So let's say about 10. Now, there's something I've come to understand. In Nigeria, there is opportunity for every female when it comes to cybersecurity. Whether you're good, whether you're average, the moment you introduce yourself to being cybersecurity space, there is always a slot for you. Why? I think there is this need to balance the gender equality thing, and to that, we have more male in the industry than female. So every female indicating interest, they are always attended to with swift response. So from experience, anyone, a lot of time again too, is ladies don't want to take the bull by the horn. So I discovered we have to even be begging them to come into the industry, begging them to take some leadership roles, begging them to take up some basic roles and responsibilities, not even something too tedious. And even at that, they will still shy away. So I think if we really, really want to move forward, aside the awareness, aside the publicity, there's also this need to also advocate to the ladies that every opportunity you have at all, please try and grab it. There's a lot of opportunities out there for ladies, and it's pretty much easier for them to actually break even way, way more than the male. Take, for example, women in cybersecurity, a session like this now, we should be having more of women. We should be having more of engagement to the point different women should be able to come up for different roles, different sessions, and all of that. It shouldn't be that we are still looking for women in this case. So I think, in conclusion, women should actually be more willing to take up responsibilities in their local environment, it can be their religious gathering, it can be their academic gathering, it can be their work environment, as the case may be. Take up responsibilities, and I can assure you, the moment you identify yourself to be in that industry, in that space, there's a lot of opportunities for you. To the point, there are different organizations, MDAs, even in the government sector, that they are just simply looking for women to use and balance their gender equality because it is a necessity when it comes to government. So it's something that they must do. So the moment you indicate interest to be in that field, they just give you the slot, and before you know it, you're climbing and you're rising faster than even your colleagues, that your male counterparts that have been in there for long. Thank you very much.
Mentorship is really important. Cybersecurity is so wide. There's a lot of aspects to it. You just throw somebody into it. They might not be able to find it. They might have the passion, but they need guidance. So this is where we should come in. We should be able to guide like people that are starting and help them to. There are so many things. If you really do not have focus, it is very easy to sway you from one side to the other. But if we help people to map their career plans, you can actually walk towards what you think you want, not what is trending now. Because to be honest, there's a lot of Microsoft things I could be doing right now. Microsoft is really trending, but that's not really what I want for myself. But I see some of my colleagues that are in networking, that are interested in Microsoft, not necessarily because they see a future for themselves. It's just that is what is trending. And so about the mentorship thing, I have an example. So I purchased some networking equipment. And then while I was buying from this person, there was this girl that saw me and she was like, Are you an engineer too? Do you do like all those guys that come and buy? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, Are you serious? Wow, I've never seen a woman do that. And I'm like, okay, you've seen one now. If these people knew that, okay, it goes beyond just saying, oh, there's this opportunity, there's a poster for this thing. If they actually believed that there's a chance for them, if they see somebody that is doing it and somebody that is encouraging them and, telling them how to do, what to do, not necessarily what to do, but like assist them, guide them in some way, I think it will be easier than just, I don't necessarily, while I understand why you said what you said, I'm not sure who spoke last, the man that spoke. I don't necessarily agree with the fact that basically it boils down to like passion or laziness. Women are lazy or they're not passionate enough. I think a lot of times is fear. You don't really know. Like I am somebody that has been fearful in this industry. Like if I get a new job, for example, I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough. There's guys that have been doing this for a while. And it just takes me maybe a couple of months and I'm like at their level or even surpassing them. If there's somebody encouraging you at every point, it will be easier for you to actually, you'll be interested in actually like, okay, succeeding. It goes beyond just saying, oh, there's a new set of program for like women in cybersecurity, this and that. I hope you guys have been hearing me.
So just experiencing a little bit of a network challenge on our end. But do we have anyone else with a contribution before we call it an evening? A pleasant evening, actually. Any other questions or contribution? Okay, so someone asked in the chat box, someone said, permit me to ask, but are you a public servant? You mentioned something along the lines of MDA seeking for women in cybersecurity. So I think this question was directed to Fendi, the speaker who talked about some opportunities with government agencies. So maybe if you could attend to or respond to that. All right, in the absence of any other suggestions or questions, if you enjoyed this session, please just type in the chat box, like give a thumbs up. Yeah, Tomisen did an amazing job with the presentation. Thank you once again, and we hope to be hearing from you soon.
Thank you very much for the opportunity, Grace. I really appreciate